Hey, what's up? It's Sean, and once again, welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to make this a little bit shorter and quicker than my usual training sessions because most of the things that you will be doing is already inside the free course. If you haven't already gotten access, I have a completely free course on remote closing. It's practical, it's action focused. There's no catch, there's no pitch, there's no upsells. It's purely my way of giving back, and it's not some theory program that will leave you guessing, how exactly does this work. It's based on specific steps, the steps that I have taken, my students have taken to land qualified, legit offers, to book our own sales calls and close our own sales online completely remote. So head over to the link in the description and let me know if you're able to access that course. If there are any broken links or you need any additional help, just reach out on social media. I trust that you know where and how to find me, and I will support you from there. So why did I create today's training? It's because every day, I think my channel has been around for some time now, and every day I receive messages from people letting me know that, hey Sean, I've seen your videos. Hey Sean, I've seen your videos. And I'm like, really? Because when I look at the stats, sometimes I'm not aware of that. And so if you are indeed, watching my videos, and I have people telling me that, hey, I listen to your videos when I get up in the morning, when I'm driving around, and I learned this and this helped me. So do me a favor and leave a comment. As you know, some of you will let me know, hey Sean, I've seen your video, and I'm like, did you leave a comment, right? So you leaving a comment helps me to grow my channel, and also it helps send my work to people from all over the world who are in similar positions as you and myself 7 years ago. I know, I know how overwhelming it is, because 7 years ago when I first started, I was like, how am I going to navigate this space? And back then it wasn't really sexy to do remote closing because you were always at home, and this was in 2018. You were always at home, and people didn't get it, and the old people would say, is it legit, and the dinosaurs would say, hey, this is internet money. And what I really think is actually these people that get it, because the same people that don't get what we do, they're the ones spending thousands of dollars buying, I don't know, Tony Robbins programs, online leadership training programs, business coaching programs, marketing, personal branding, feng shui, astrology, spiritual coaching, online fitness programs. These are the people that actually get online to buy these things. And I'm like, hey, before you bought into all these programs, did you speak to anyone? And they're like, yeah, there was someone who enrolled me. And I'm like, dude, I work as that guy, and they still wouldn't get it. So what I think is actually they get it, but to do what we do, to be completely on our own, to be self-sufficient, work on our own time, our own schedule, and be at home and build a career out of this is very difficult to comprehend. It's very challenging to do. So I get why some people don't get it, okay, but you and I get it. And I also get that a lot of us, including myself, we have invested thousands of dollars and months and sometimes even years of our time. I know people who have invested multiple five figures, hoping, praying just to make this work. And I always wish that they can come and at least look through my free videos first, because another feedback that I get all the time is, Sean, I've gotten more value from your free videos than a lot of those paid programs that I've invested in. So remember, take the time to do my program first. I could have easily charged thousands for this as well, okay, but from my experience, I feel that these information can be given free. It's no problem. And there are people that sometimes try and copy this. You know what? It's absolutely no problem, because in the long run, what really counts is the implementation. What really counts is the one-on-one guidance. What really counts is the personalized coaching. Think about any sport. Can you just buy a course on a sport that you want to excel at I don't know, the local level, the club level, the international level? Can you just buy a course, get certified, and buy a placement on the podium? I don't think so, right? You need to have proper training. You need to have your coach training you, coaching you, pushing you. And so sales is exactly like a sport. That's why anything that doesn't require my personal one-on-one time, I do my best to document all my work and give it out for free. In the description, you will see a list of resources that I know a lot of you need help with. So those that don't take up my time, I'm very happy to give it out to you for free. If there's ever a resource, a demonstration, a question that you need help with, okay, just send me a message. There are all these things sitting in my vault, and they're not doing anything, right? So I can just very easily pull it out, whether it's a coaching session, how to overcome an objection. I'm very happy to pull it out and just send it your way, and you don't have to waste time going through all the other theory courses, sifting through hours and hours and hours of videos just to get a simple answer. And then when you hop on Zoom, there's a big coaching group, no one can answer your question. I mean, it's fun, it's motivating, it's encouraging, but when you implement, okay, what we need a lot of times is personalized guidance with specific examples, specific steps, and that's what you will see inside this free course. Okay, so there are 3 shifts that we will be covering today. 3 simple shifts, okay, but they're not easy. It is simple, that's not easy. And I really want you to take some time to sit on these things that I share, even after today. You can take the whole week and really just sit on what I'm sharing. Shift number 1 is our expectations. I find that for a lot of people coming into our remote high-ticket sales space, a lot of the biggest problem is not really ability, it's not work ethic, it's simply understanding the space for what it is. There are some people that come from regular 9 to 5, some people with corporate professional experiences, and I find that even then they still struggle to really understand how this game works. Okay, you need to approach this as a one-man business. You're working from home, you're working remotely, and you need to look at this as your business. You have your own brand, you have your own schedule, you decide your own hours, you are providing a service, you're promising business owners that you can bring sales in for them. This is your business. The whole employee mentality of working a fixed hour, working fixed hours, doing specific tasks that have been laid out for you, right? Expecting that, okay, I clock in, I do all these things, I clock out, and my day is done. Starting your own one-man business is intimidating. Okay, there's no safety net. It's scary, it's unpredictable, it's overwhelming. It's not the same as working for someone and every end of the month or start of the month you receive a base salary. You ask any of your friends who start their business, the first year of their business, ask them what life is like. You need to create a proper working space. You need to draw boundaries, because people see you at home, they're going to ask you to do stuff. They're going to disrupt your day, right? They're going to just, mess things up for you. You need to create the right space, the right environment to draw boundaries, not just for your own space, but for your own time as well. And that takes a ton of self-discipline, because for a lot of us being at home, we are conditioned to rest, to play, to relax, to find entertainment, and the whole switch of saying, okay, no, now it's time to lock in, it's time to work, and I need to show up on time, I need to create my own time blocks, I need to prospect leads myself, I need to follow up on my own initiative, I need to show up on time for my Zoom calls, and then time to eat, I have to eat, time to rest, I have to rest, time to sleep, I have to sleep, and then suddenly there's a call to take, I have to get up and take. When people don't expect me to show up, I'm showing up. People don't expect me to role play, I'm showing up role play. And then people don't expect me to create content, I'm showing up creating content. All these things that I've just said, there's no boss above you that's going to come in and tell you, hey, Sean, you need to get up, you need to take a call, you need to role play. No one is going to tell us these things. Your self-discipline has to be an absolute 10 upon 10. I have done a lot of martial arts and sports in my life, and I have to say remote closing is the toughest one. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, you need to think fast. You need to train yourself to think fast. It is a skill. Okay, I didn't get to this speed overnight. I practiced. You need to speak well. You need to speak well enough for prospects from any country in the world to understand and relate and trust what you're saying and how you say it. This is a skill because we are closing. We are not just setting. Okay, our voice is extremely, extremely important. You have to be ready for US time zones. Some people are like, I'm not working US time zones, I want my sleep, I want my health. You're gonna miss out on so much of the opportunity, and it's gonna be increasingly difficult. I mean, eventually it will get to a point. Like I got to a point eventually where I could negotiate. There are some overlaps because I'm in Singapore, right? And there are some overlaps between my time zones and when a lot of my prospects are still active and awake. And I eventually got to a point where I could negotiate. And it's like, I can close, right? So do you care, what time I take calls? And eventually it will get to a point where the business owners will tell you, look, I don't care what time you show up and take calls as long as you bring in the right clients and I'm seeing results. Who cares what time you work, right? Eventually it's going to get to that point. But when you're first starting out, not so much. Your first one, two, three opportunities, you better be prepared to pay your dues and work through, difficult time zones. And really, even at the bare minimum, you need to prepare time to take at least 4 calls per day. And if you think about it, one call is easily 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? And outside of those calls, what are we doing? We are communicating with our business owners. We are reviewing sales calls. Some of you are like in multiple closer programs, coaching programs, and then you need to follow up with prospects. Sometimes you need to take money, you need to onboard them, you need to, be active doing all the miscellaneous admin stuff. If you really think about it, it is very difficult to do this part-time, depending on your definition of part-time. And again, eventually it is going to get to a point where you can negotiate more and more. You have more stroke, you have more experience, you have more weight. The business owners need you more than you kind of need them. You know what I'm trying to say? That's when you can really negotiate things more and more towards your advantage. But at the start, okay, you really need to get all these expectations dialed. If you are unrealistic, and I'm going to go straight to here, and you're like, Sean, how fast can I make money? This is what a lot of people like to ask, how fast can I see results? And you look at the results, you're not looking at the process. When I look at the process and I find that you don't have the right space, you don't have the right environment, you don't have the right time, you don't have the right self-discipline, you don't have the right fundamentals, you can't even give time. How can I answer your question? It's not even realistic. You know, that's what I mean when I say aligning your expectations with reality, because this is the reality that a lot of closer programs will not market. They want to tell you that you can do this anytime, anywhere, easily, because they are marketing. They are selling to prospects. They are not creating closers. They are making this sound easy and attractive. So you think it's easy and attractive. So if you expect these theory coaches, these diluted gurus who have never lived the life that you and I are living, being in the trenches, and you think that, well, I saw this great program, the influencer looks great, there are, case studies, the results look great, and everything looks shiny on the outside, maybe I can just take 1 or 2 calls and I can make some side hustle money really easily. That's what you're thinking. If that's what you're thinking, you're in for a rude shock. Okay, you got to think twice, be smart. If it were that easy, okay, everyone you knew at work, at home, your friends, your relatives, they would all be remote closers. But why only you and I are doing this? Because it takes grit, it takes perseverance, okay? And then there's this other thing that sometimes I get. These people will message me and say the same thing. Sean, I've seen your videos and I want to be a closer. And I say, are you closing? They say, no, I am working as an appointment setter. And I have worked as an appointment setter as well. Okay, it is a great skill set. I would say it is a must. Okay, it's extremely important. It is a must. Okay, but the thing is, it is not the same skill set as remote closing. When you do closing, you're doing psychology. You're listening to people. You're holding space. You're persuasion, influence. You're catching a lot of main points. You got to catch it fast. You got to master your product. strong product knowledge, right? There's a lot of psychology and fast thinking involved. When you set, you are sending out resources fast. You're welcoming people into Facebook groups, you're sending out lead magnets, you're adding new friends, you are making first contact calls, you're doing initial calls, you're calling people to book sales calls. The end goal is to book the sales call. So one is volume intensive. The other is psychology intensive. It looks similar. It sounds similar. It's kind of like squash and tennis. To an outsider, it is what? It's a racket sport and it's a ball, right? How can you tell me it's different? You try it and then you tell me if it's different. So to say that, you know what, since you have no confidence to play tennis, then you start with squash. Doesn't make sense, right? So now I say you're not confident to express yourself on sales calls. You're not confident to master the psychology of one complete sales call. You're not confident in handling time, money, the spouse objection. You're not confident speaking one to two decision makers, to three levels of decision makers. Then you know what? Start as a setter, go send out lead magnets for 8 hours a day. Does that make sense to you? What kind of confidence does that build? Right? You're warming up, you're getting your hands dirty, right? Then in the end, guess what? When you transition to closing, it's a completely different skill set. You still have to start from scratch. You still need to have the confidence to speak fast, speak well, think fast, and speak well. And then, can I ask you, did your setter training of working 8 hours a day, sending message, sending message, sending message, sending message, how does that skill set build the confidence for you to close? Okay, so if I missed out any wrong or misaligned expectation on this list, let me know and I'll come back and update this slide. But as for now, I hope I've done a good job really getting our heads in the right place. Okay, and the biggest one is always this. Okay, at the end of today's training, I will require you, if you want to work with me, to send me the assignments that I lay out in this training. Okay, and you don't have to send it to me, but if you are not doing it in your own way, in your own way of doing the things that I'm about to share, you don't have the self-discipline. Okay, be really honest with yourself. Okay, that's really a big, big, big expectation and conversation that we as remote closers need to have with ourselves. Okay, so the assignment one for shift number one is very simply do up your Google Calendar. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but I hope to see specific time blocks for role plays. I know you might not have people that you can role play with, okay, but I will help you with it. Okay, you really need to find people, even if it gets to the point where you have to shadow box. You role play with yourself, or you find a teddy bear, you role play with your teddy bear, you memorize your lines. You have to do it. You don't have a script, I have a script for you. You don't have an offer, I have an offer for you to practice on. But when I look at your Google Calendar, screenshot 1 week, Sunday to Monday, and show me, are you role playing daily? Okay, some people are really smart, they're really gifted. They come in and then it just works for them. I wasn't like that. I was the one who needed to role play 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times daily for me to memorize the variations. Then I can understand it. Then I can go deeper. Then I can make it my own. That's the kind of closer I am. Okay, so when I look at your calendar, I hope to see specific time blocks for as many role play sessions. If you're working right now, you're busy, you're in school or whatever, I get it. But do your best to be consistent. Role play. Create space to also put up content for your own personal closer brand as a closer. Okay, these piece of content, I've done it in my other training videos, go check them out. It doesn't need to be long form content. It doesn't need to be reels and reels and reels daily. You're not here to be a content creator. You are here to convince business owners that you can take charge of their calls and their sales. Okay, and you also need to block out time every week to reach out to business owners. And for those that you've already reached out, you need to follow up with them. This is sales. Shift number 2 is about preparation. Okay, how much preparation do you have under your belt? Because I've seen people and they say, you know what, my coach told me to jump into the fire and get my hands dirty. So they immediately go apply for some position, and it's immediately an interview, right? And the interviewer is like, so what have you done? And they're like, I have no experience. And they're like, well, can you do a sales call? No. Then why did you apply? Right? And so the whole interview just went south because there's nothing. And I can't really say there's nothing because these people, they have bought certifications. They have bought placements. And for a lot of us, this is our way of doing our best to make it work because we don't know. We were outsiders. We got into this space and say, oh wow, I can get certified. Oh wow, I can get some placements. Then you actually get placed or you get an interview and the business owner is like, leads are costly, right? I, as a business owner, I've spent thousands to generate calls, and each qualified call can easily be $400-500. I know business owners that spend 5 figures per week just to run ads. And then someone with no ability to handle these calls gets interviewed. If you are the business owner, how will you feel? Can you trust this closer to actually do that sales call? So be really honest with yourself. If now a live prospect was in front of you, can you actually, don't say whether you can close or cannot close, right? But can you at least get the complete sequence, the complete syntax correct, to memorize as many of the variations as you possibly can, to speak without messing up, right? Did you study how to do this? Did you practice? You might have sales experience in a retail store, in a B2B corporate environment where the lines were all properly established, right? You might have actual sales experience for, construction, and a lot of you have just various sales experience, right? But our space, B2C, a lot of it is coaching programs, marketing programs, personal development programs, mindset programs. It's very one-on-one, consultative. It's very personal, right? It's a different style to it, different cadence, different energy. Did you study how to do this? Did you practice? Because there's a difference between I think and actually being prepared. There's a difference between going to the business owner and telling them, well, I have, B2B corporate sales experience. I think it's the same. It's not the same. Okay? And how the business owner will verify this is they will very simply test you on the interview. And if it doesn't work for them, you're going to get rejected, and all those certifications, all those courses, all those interviews, it seemed great at first, but in the end, you're going to realize the complete waste of money because they didn't prepare you for the reality of being in the trenches. Okay? So, for your assignment number 2, okay, I will put a link in the description, okay, of how to do your one pager. And the reason we do this one pager is not just because we need this one pager. This one pager is like, I'm a business owner, I don't have time, tell me what you've got. First of all, I have this piece of document ready. It can be a simple Google Doc. It can be a polished website like mine, okay, doesn't matter. But on this page, you can say, look, business owner, I know you don't have time. Right? I know you're vetting through hundreds of sales remote closers that may or may not have the experience, but here's who am I. Here's what I've done. Here are short video clips of me, and you got to learn how to do all 3, okay? Here's how I would sell the problem to any prospect. And then when they're convinced, they are sold that they do indeed have a significant, critical, severe problem that needs to be solved right now, I would then introduce and walk them through and sell them our signature process. Okay, and I can give you some samples for that. And once they are sold on the pain and the process, the solution, which is your high ticket offer, here's how I would generally do that. You don't really need the specifics of all these things because the business owners don't care about your specifics. They care about your skill, your soft skills, your touches, your psychology. And just a simple 1 to 3 minute of you just talking like that is more than enough. The business owners have been here for a while, okay? They're pretty good salespeople themselves, so they probably sell for their own programs. So in one look of your 1 minute, 3 minute video clip, they can see where you are. You believe? Document videos of yourself overcoming the most common objections. It's not the right time. I need to speak to my spouse. I don't have enough money. Okay, and I have videos of myself doing this. Okay, I'm very happy to share more samples of this, but don't copy mine. Don't copy your coaches. Okay, really practice. Okay, be patient. Don't try to become rich overnight. Take the next few weeks to really practice until you are confident, until you're smooth, and clip the best 3-6 videos here and just throw it onto your one pager. Okay, in the description there is a training of specifically how to set this up, so go look at it. It's called entry. Okay, and then once it's done, send your one pager to me, okay, along with your Google Calendar. Shift number 3 is now it's time to execute. Okay, when a closer is not yet on an offer, how we operate says everything about how we're going to perform when we do get an offer. Because when we are not on an offer, we are the offer. We're selling ourselves. You are a salesperson. You should be able to sell yourself. Okay, so step number 1, go to ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever works for you and just get them to generate for you a very simple, raw and ugly template. Okay, you can use mine. I can send it to you. A business owner prospecting tracker. It's very simple. Just numbers, the business owner's name, where you found them, notes, when did you last follow up with them, what have you sent them, so on and so forth. Okay, just a simple, raw, ugly track. I just need you to have this because once it gets to 20, 30, I don't want you to forget who you're dealing with. And from this point on, every day, deposit 5, 10, okay, quality leads onto that list. Go to Facebook, okay, just simply search high ticket coach, business coach, mindset coach, okay, marketing expert, okay, fitness trainer, online fitness program, okay. Do the same thing for Instagram. Sift through the hashtags. Go to LinkedIn. I don't believe if you do exactly what I said, you cannot find an online coach with a high ticket offer. And these people, what do they all want? Do they care what country you're from? Do they care what time zone you're from? Do they care if you have an accent, no accent? Or do they care if their business generates the right leads, which is your skill? You should have this skill. Or do they care if these leads book sales calls with them and show up? And if it's a fit, if it's an ideal client, they get enrolled into their business, into their programs. What do they really care about? Right? So you mean to tell me that these business owners don't want more sales calls and more sales? All of them want more calls and more sales, right? And clients that are aligned with their business, yes? So there's absolutely no reason why we cannot deposit. I'm not asking you to close them, I'm not asking you to land interviews with them. I'm just saying, just add them on your list. Then if we have a conversation, I will teach you how to prospect them. And the reason I can teach you how to cold prospect them is because that's something I do all the time, even till today. I've been doing it for 7 years, so I will not give you some theory coach thing like just network or just add value. How? Right? I can demonstrate because I've done it. I will teach you how to strike a conversation with them, get them on a sales call, which is the interview, and then close them to let you close for them. Okay? What I need you to do is when you do have interviews with them, record the interview so I can see where you are and what you say. You can see my interviews. It's all on my playlist on YouTube, right? I've uploaded them and I want to see yours. Don't get them to record and send it to you. Because they're probably too busy to do that, right? Depend on yourself. Use whatever software that you can find to record it on your end, okay, and then share them with me. Okay, I will teach you how to apply directly. I will teach you how to write into them. Okay, I'll send you resources for you to create the right videos, the right emails, the right scripts. Okay, on your end, I just need you to have the basic discipline to grow your list. If you can't even do this simple task and you want to ask me how fast can I see results, this is not for you. Okay, you shouldn't be buying programs either. This is just not for you. Okay, and it's I really needed to say this because I want to help people. I want to help people who want to succeed. It's very annoying. It's a waste of time to help people who say, Sean, I really want to do what you've done. I want a remote lifestyle. I want to do online sales. And I look at this, it's not there. And I ask, where's your Google Calendar? It's not there. Did you role play? It's not there. Did you add 5? Did you add 1? Just give me half a lead. It's not there. When I see this kind of people, my blood boils. Okay, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. So if you find that you can't actually do these assignments, this is not for you. But if you do it, okay, if you do it and you send it to me, my promise to you, okay, is if you take the time to do the work, okay, don't say whether you become a client or not, doesn't matter. As long as you take the time to do quality work, I'll take it as you paid me. Okay, because I respect you for taking the time to do quality work, and because of that, I'm willing to guide you, I'm willing to send you resources, I'm willing to take you past the finish line. Is that fair? Okay, because a lot of closers, they get stuck. Okay, it's not because they have no ability. It's not because there's anything wrong. I don't know why they cannot see the 3 shifts for what it is, and they just mess this up. They just didn't add. I don't know why. Okay, and they just didn't go study the things I sent them, right? They just mess up one or more of these parts, and then they think that it's so small. They think that this is a really small thing. It's not. They think that this is really a small thing. It's not. They think that this is really a small thing. It's not. It adds up. Okay? Every small piece counts because it snowballs. Everything the good stuff snowballs and the bad stuff snowballs. So as long as you just have a good head on your shoulders, you just follow the steps that I laid out, send me assignments, you realize that it is not as tough as it seems. Okay, what you need to do now is to make an inner decision right now and really talk to yourself. If you feel that this space isn't for you, go climb the corporate ladder. Okay, go do something else. Even if you want to create your own products, your own services, your own offers down the road. Okay, some of you have your own business like selling, I don't know, flowers, or some of you are already fitness trainers, right? Some of you are mindset coaches. Then this skill is even more invaluable, right? So make that inner decision now to say that whether I sell my own things, whether I'm going to sell for someone else, I've accepted and embraced. Even if my family and friends don't understand it, but I've accepted and embraced that I'm in this space. I'm here to create value. I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to stay. Okay, then whether you do my assignments or you do your coach's assignments or whether you do this in your own way, okay, start. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, okay, like I said earlier, find me on Facebook, on Instagram. I trust that you know where to find me. Send me a screenshot of your established Google Calendar. Does not need to be perfect, okay? Send me the first draft of your one-pager. Does not need to be perfect. Even a simple Google Doc works. Send me your business prospecting, your business owner prospecting tracker. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. With AI these days, okay, how long do you think this will take you? 5-10 minutes? How long do you think this will take you? 30 minutes, at most an hour. This one, with ChatGPT, just takes a few minutes, a few clicks, right? So there's absolutely no reason that you've seen this video, you've seen this training up to this slide, up to this point, and then you can't do this, okay? And then once this is done, head over to calendly.com/Sena and book a call with me. This is a call that I will take personally, but I need to see your work first. If I don't see your work, I'm not taking the call. So if you appear on Zoom and I'm not there, it's because I did not see your work, okay? In the description, I'm going to start adding a list of resources that I know people need. Some of you are like, I want to practice, Sean. I want to roleplay, but I don't know what to sell, and I don't have people to roleplay with, and I don't have a script that I can use to kind of just get myself started. I don't know how to do the one-pager. I am speaking with business owners, but I don't know how to sell myself. Okay, I'm going to put all these resources in the description. And if I missed something, or there's something that specifically you need help with, find me on social media and let me know so I can create better and more precise content to help you achieve success. Okay, I know there are certain days where you're like, what did I just get myself into, right? I know, because I was there. The difference is I struggled on my own. Back then this space wasn't like what it is now. I understand the overwhelm. Okay, I did it alone for 136 days. 136 days. That's 4.5 months before I saw results for myself. I did it alone, but you do not have to do it alone. Okay, not everyone is a theory coach. Not everyone is a diluted guru. I'm someone that's actually done it, and I know how to guide you. So once you're done with your work, head over to calendly.com/Sena and book a call, and we will continue our conversation over there. Okay, so until next time, it's Sean, and if there is a resource that you need, reach out, let me know. If there are any comments, questions, or feedback, send them my way, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.